if she's been proven guilty by a court of law, we reserve the right to challenge her conviction, and that's why the court of appeal exists. So it's really weird that the court of appeal refused her an appeal, and it stinks of institutional corruption. It stinks of somebody high up saying, look, we can't afford the reputational damage from the fallout of people realizing that our NHS staff frame people and cover up deaths. Henry Rollins, let's get another guest up.
Hello.
What's up?
You're saying she's not guilty?
Yes.
Okay. Where is this coming from? Because I'm very confused.
Okay, so we both agree, right, that she was found guilty in a court of law, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it wouldn't make sense to say, if we're questioning that conviction, it wouldn't make sense to simply say she's guilty because she was found guilty, right? Because we're challenging that statement already. So what would make sense is when I consider whether she's guilty or not, I'm now looking into what evidence was used to convict her. You agree that it would be pertinent to look into the evidence used to convict her, right? To establish whether she's guilty or not?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so the evidence used to convict her was medical expert testimony from an individual called Dowie Evans and another individual called Ravi Jairam. And these individuals claim that she injected babies with insulin and that she injected babies with air, causing them air embolisms that resulted in their death. Now, Dowie Evans, the first testimony he gave about what happened to the babies is he said that she injected the babies in their stomachs with air. Then he presented, they were going to present an x-ray showing air in the baby's stomach as evidence that she unalived the baby. And then it came to pass that it was revealed that Lucy was not actually present on the ward when that baby had air in its stomach. So then what he did was he changed his theory and said, oh, she actually did an intravenous air embolism, and that's what caused the baby's death. And they said that because of the discoloration on the babies, which none of the staff present actually documented, they're saying, oh, there was discoloration on all these babies. It's characteristic of an it's characteristic of an air embolism, right? And this Dowie Evans, he claims to be an expert, but he's not actually a neonatal expert. He's actually a pediatric expert, which is somewhat distinct, right? So this is what Dowie Evans is claiming. But the problem with that is that the discoloration seen on the babies would only be seen via an intra-arterial air embolism. So he's now presented two methods that he thinks that Lucy Letby used to kill babies that both have been debunked. Now, he was relying, when he was saying that this air embolism method is how the babies died, he was relying on the work of somebody called Dr. Sue, right? Dr. Sue is a neonatal expert that wrote a book, I think, on air embolism. Dr. Sue has since come out and said that his work is being misused in the Letby case and that there's no evidence that the babies died of air embolism. This is Dr. Sue right now.
Okay, can I ask
listen.
We did not find any murders. In all cases, death or injury were due to natural causes or just bad medical care.
That's Dr. Sue. So he's saying his work is being misused. Sorry, what were you saying?
Right, okay. But has she not, did she or did she not say that she did it?
No.
She didn't, she said that she was not guilty. She's stating that she had nothing to do with those children passing away.
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to take her word?
No, I'm not taking her word. I'm analysing the evidence, and I can see through a perusal of the evidence that it's a sham case and there's some kind of institutional corruption whereby they are framing her to cover up medical negligence. And the government is doing an inquiry into the deaths on this ward called the Thirlwall Inquiry, and you can actually see that documents are continuously released that further elucidate that this is a coordinated effort by the consultants in the hospital to try to frame Lucy with the deaths. Right.
Okay. But do you not think this is quite damaging to the families to be putting out this live and to be doing this? Do you not think?
No, I actually think it's beneficial to them, and I would love if somebody would do something like this about me as well, about my daughter.
What about the evidence that you found in the house?
Can you tell me which evidence you're referring to?
There was journal/diary entries.
So there was notes that she wrote from a psychiatrist session, and then she was also found to have taken home some documents from work and they were alleging that some of those documents related to some of the babies that died. However, only like 1 or 2% of those documents were actually related to the babies that died. Most of them were just benign documents that had nothing to do with
Okay,
any babies.
but what about that 1% though? What about that 1 or 2%?
That's not statistically significant when you're considering whether that's relevant to if she was involved in the baby's deaths.
I don't know about this. See, I think this is quite. I don't want to be personal, but do you have children?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm just a little bit confused, man.
What are you confused
I'm
about?
brutally honest. I'm just a bit confused about how you could be pushing this narrative that she's not guilty.
I told you I'm looking into the evidence.
But there was a lot of damaging evidence that to account for the fact that she did.
What was the damaging evidence that you saw?
Bear with me 1 second.
Are you gonna look up the evidence now? Or you could just say I didn't actually see the evidence. I saw a news headline. That would be a more accurate statement, I think. Brennan says distraction techniques. Some murderers actually do murder people. Yeah, we know that. Kate says you're debating people who don't have a clue. They're arguing with you on Google. Well, these still represent people in the population that need to be convinced and swayed. He hasn't said anything rude. He hasn't said anything too ignorant. So I don't see why I shouldn't engage with a conversation with him and see if he can actually, have an open-minded discussion with me about what convinced him. Swati-san says you're not a lawyer. Why would I need to be a lawyer? I'm actually a litigant in person, so I actually do my own legal. I've got like 5 legal cases live right now. I got one against Guys and St Thomas. I got one against Nottingham University Hospitals Trust and Nottinghamshire County Council. I got one against a bus company, and I literally just sued UPS. I got multiple legal cases. I don't have to be a lawyer.
Okay.
All of us should be understanding the law. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, boss. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So there's. I was just going back to my notes.
Okay. Department says it's not a narrative. There's lots of evidence and documentaries to suggest the same. And we will be, guys, for everybody viewing on TikTok, we will be watching live the documentary on YouTube. So everybody needs to follow us on YouTube at State of Deception, because we're going to be watching, if you guys can see this on YouTube, Lucy Letby, Murder or Mistake. We're going to be watching this documentary live, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun.
So, right, sorry. So I've got it.
Yep. We're waiting. Come on, Henry.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, I can't really go off my phone. I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to misquote it. And if anybody's saying about my notes, it's just more about information I've got. I've just seen something. Bear with me.
Mervyn says, don't think the TikTokers have an attention span to what the documentary. I'm a TikToker.
Can I come back up in a second or two, just because I want to get this right? That's all. I don't want to get this wrong.
Sure. He's at least he's doing due diligence.